Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Oh, I got a nice lesson for you today. Let's do what we do. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do it. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal should be to know thyself. See where I'm going with this? So let's go. I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not, foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. I got more for you. Stay tuned. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself at always. To my yacht, be true. I got a little lesson today, and it's going to be fun. Right thinkers, let's talk about how all caterpillars don't turn into butterflies. I just did my lesson, or moths. So all humans don't become enlightened. And there's a price to pay for that. If you're born a caterpillar, you shouldn't die a caterpillar. If you're born ignorant, you should not die ignorant. That's the lesson of life. Let's talk about it. Right thinkers. The caterpillar analogy, I'm going to use that one because I think it fits perfect in our life. I did my little caterpillar homework. I did my little study in caterpillar. They don't have no life. But they have a concept, metamorphosis of life. A caterpillar is a baby butterfly or moth. Did you know that? When they go into the cocoon, they grow up in the cocoon. Why? I got a little lesson here for you. That's what I'm saying. I did my little homework. Now, the average life expectancy for a butterfly, most butterflies live from 1 to 4 weeks. That's a month, 28 days. Cycle. Again, life cycle for a moth or a butterfly or a caterpillar ain't long, but you got different style or different species. Some species, the monarch, morning, or the cloak, they live up to 2 to 6 months. Tropical species live up to 6 to 12 months. So the ones in tropical live about a year because that environment that they live in. And you got stages of life for a caterpillar. 3 to 4 days to hatch, up to 2 weeks. The larvae, the caterpillar, it takes 2 to 4 weeks. What's that called? A chrysalis, it takes 2 to 4 weeks. And adulthood varies as above, depending on what the species are, okay? But within the time that you're in that cocoon, the time you pass, ain't gonna be a lot of time. So you're not here to do a whole bunch of stuff. But if you don't transform in the human form, that's what we're about to talk about now. That's the page. I'm just going to use a little breakdown. The caterpillar, the analogy that's I'm using it for. They know they got to get to the cocoon spot. Why? To grow up. Their caterpillar don't supposed to be caterpillar. It's supposed to change. I got a little joke for you coming up in the lesson. Now, factors that affect their lifespan. Food availability, predatory concepts, the climate and the weather, habitat quality, and regular diseases. So their life is a struggle too. They got struggle to live. Longest lived butterfly, the brimstone butterfly, okay, the genome type Ramney can live up to 12 to 13, over a year. We don't see butterflies here year round. Why? They don't live that long. And they're seasonable also. And watch this. Interesting fact. Some butterflies, like the monarch, migrate for thousands of miles and they live up to 8 to 9 months to what? Complete their journey. They got a journey to go from one place to another. Our journey in humans is to go from ignorant to enlightenment. That's our journey in life. All the other stuff is in between is whatever. That's on you. Hope you get the concept. This is an analogy, so I'm trying to draw a comparison to show you. So hope I'm getting the next. Right here. The length of a caterpillar's life. The length of a caterpillar's life varies depending on the species again. But watch this. From 3 stages of a caterpillar life, 3 to 4 days or 2 weeks. Everything happens in a short period of time, but it happens because that's the cycle of their life. And again, I just use that as an analogy to get to my point now. Let's get back to my lesson. And I use that to show you the difference or the analogy. Now, the difference with humans and caterpillars, humans, if they don't get enlightened, they just get what? Reincarnated. The body dies, yeah, it's just right where, but the spirit that's inside had to go what? Get another body. Why? It can't go home. It don't know itself. Hence, that's the concept. A caterpillar don't grow up if it don't get into the cocoon and be metamorphosis, become an adult. They get their adulthood while they're in the cocoon. Okay, we get ours while here living daily, day to day. That's the whole idea. What? Doing it daily. Okay, but humans get a do-over, aka reincarnation. Yes, the idea is we come into the world in the human form for what? Learn a life lesson. For what? To become an enlightened being, to know thyself, so when the body dies, the spirit go back to its maker. That's the concept. And with the caterpillars, they got to become a butterfly in order to grow, to be adults. Some children don't grow up. Ignorant people don't get enlightened. That's the analogy I'm trying to use to show you. So caterpillars do not, first of all, a caterpillar don't know his or her, or they don't know that they're a butterfly. They think they're caterpillars. We think we're human. We don't know we're God in flesh. Okay, so the caterpillars inch along and inch along, okay, from birth. But if we make it to what? Enlightenment, where the caterpillar, all they got to do is get to the cocoon, sit and wait and let nature take its course. We have to live, put the work in, put the energy, right living, virtuous lifestyle, things that we follow, tenets that the religious concepts have. All them work if you live them. Practice it, manifest it. That's the deal. Okay. And all religions offer that. The transformation, just like the caterpillar, human beings have to transform. It's a mental transformation, not a physical. They get their wings, they get their adulthood while they're in the cocoon, waiting to come out again to express themselves as what? Beautiful, unique butterflies, or most of them moths. I didn't know that, but okay, again, if I'm a teacher, I gotta learn first. So I did my own homework. That's all I'm saying. But the change in life is like we're born ignorant babies. We don't stay babies long, do we? We grow, and at a certain point, we reach the level and max out. Now we what? Decline. Now, you know, when high as you're going, everything that goes up, well, it must come down. That's the law of gravity. And at this point, I look at myself first. Always start with you. If you're going to do any judging, any critiquing, anything, start with self. That's all. Mike had the best. You want to start with change? Start with yourself. That's the man in the mirror. Okay, I've been doing that all my life. But it always starts out with what? The ignorant caterpillar. Okay? And prison was my cocoon. Yeah, I learned my life lesson the old-fashioned way. I broke the rules. I had to pay for them. AKA, I suffered the consequences of my actions. And after I doing that, a lesson should be learned from said consequences of whatever action. To repeat the same action, knowing the consequences, is insanity. I ain't crazy. So moving on. And I learned, first of all, I learned a lot about my true self, where? In a damn jail cell for 60 days solitary confinement. Never forget that. Why? That changed everything for me. That was the game changer for me. If you can go back to the time of your life and find out when it made, that was the one for me. Then I had the epiphany when I found my real self. Oh, it was been game over for that part. Why? I'm a different person. Why? I'm full grown. I'm enlightened. I know myself. So now I can just live my life, and I'm doing what I want to do now, giving information so you can do the same thing. If you're not mentally tough or somewhat educated, then you might go crazy. Why? Because your mind is not adjusted to deal with the situation that you're confronted with. That's why we teach our kids. I teach my kids to survive in the world. Okay? That's why you do that. Starting with I said and Haru. She gave him everything he needed to survive in the world. Okay? It all comes down. But we know all caterpillars, don't become butterflies. We do now. Just like we know all humans don't come to know themselves. And that's okay. Why? You can do it again. You're here for a reason. And no matter what you do, how you do it, whatever you think and feel about it, don't mean nothing to me. But until you, the individual, know thyself so that it can take it back to the higher self, you're going to keep playing this game of life over and over. And we all done it. I ain't no different. I just got waking up. I'm trying to wake everybody else up. Why? I'm old. You ever been the first person okay, we went camping or you go out, you bunch of people, and you the first person to wake up, everybody, and you trying to wake them up. They jump on starter. So I don't want to start you, but I'm trying to wake you up. It's time to get up, so to speak. Again, this is a concept, another analogy, but that's my job, is to wake people up best I can in the form of Malcolm. By any means necessary, I use this means. Now, but we know, understand, I know with what daily practice, I can't speak for nobody but myself. With daily practice of my right thinking philosophy, you will now become an enlightened being, aka a butterfly. Because the cocoon is your daily practice of putting in what righteous and virtuous living lifestyle, and rewards will get you to the cocoon. It will your benefit. That's called prosperity in life. I ain't saying you're gonna make a bunch of money. I ain't saying you're gonna be rich and famous. I just said you're gonna have a good life. You determine that. But understand this. Just like the caterpillar who died a caterpillar. All my right thinkers, don't die ignorant. My goal is to get you to know thyself. So death don't fear you. Death don't scare you. Why? You passed that already. That's why. And remember, the butterfly has a short lifespan. But the butterfly result is the end of a process of what? Transformation from caterpillar, baby, youth, until butterfly, mature, grown. Baby, ignorant, adult, enlightened. You should not be ignorant as an adult to who you are. That's all I'm saying. My job is to prevent that. And all human beings, okay, won't reach enlightenment. No, I can't enlighten everybody. I already know the little views I get. I ain't raising no hell. But they will, reincarnate until what? They learn life lessons, which is what? Know thyself. Don't make a difference to me how you think and feel about that. Moving on, okay? Try your way. You think you know everything. Everything what you said. No, if you know truth, you can tell the truth. I'm teaching the truth. I'm living truth. So I could care less about what you think or feel about it. Don't get it twisted. Oh, everything you say is just it. No, but if I'm speaking truth and you going against me, then you're going to be wrong. Why? I got truth. You ain't got none. You got belief and emotions. Could care less about either one of them. Moving on. Just like a caterpillar said to its buddy one day, grew up like we do now. I see guys I grew up with, you see them again, and they still a caterpillar. I'm a butterfly. Man, you looking good. Yeah. But my man, you changed. The butterfly said to the caterpillar, we're supposed to. Some joke. I ain't a comedian, so I'm not here to tell jokes. I hope you got the point. The point is, dude, we're supposed to make changes in our life. That's natural and it's normal. And watch this. His buddy, who had turned to a butterfly, aka got enlightened, didn't look the same. He said, dude, is that you? Yeah. That's me. Same guy. Okay? See the concept? All right, where you at? We are all born caterpillars. aka ignorant of our adulthood. But if we get, you ready? Self-knowledge, not scholarly knowledge, not worldly knowledge, no. Self-knowledge, what'll happen? You, ready for this, won't die. Oh, I'm gonna live forever. No, whoa. You're gonna live forever anyway. The spirit don't die. You just need to become aware of that and become conscious of that. That's knowing thyself. That's what I mean by not dying. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, yeah, you're gonna die. The spirit won't, but the body will. Moving on. That's the idea of having knowledge of self. You know these things. Okay, fear is just false evidence appearing real. If you are scared to die, then you are not enlightened. Simple as that. Moving on. But I don't do the but thing. Simple. Moving on. Where we at? Remember, okay, pass all human, where we are down here. Okay, moving down. We are all human butterfly conceptually. Why? Because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. A butterfly starts out a caterpillar. Why? To grow into itself. We got the same concept. That's why I'm using the analogy. I thought it fit perfect. Hope I'm making sense. But when you're born ignorant, you have to learn. And you will, one way or another. Again, ain't no fool like an old fool. If you got old and still didn't learn life lessons, that's what they call an old fool. But some of them do get old without learning, but they just keep on living. Okay? Old man River just keep on rolling along. Whether they get better or not. Moving on. We are we are given with this thing in our head, a mind, a brain. And that's the most complicated piece of machinery known to man. Computer mimics our brain that we have, that God gave us. And every computer we make don't compare to this thing we got, okay? Trillions and, God damn, this fly getting on my nerve. Trillions of neutrons working in sync, just doing this thing. And you have unlimited access to this thing up here. We only use 10% of it, as they claim. That's it. Using 10% of it make you a genius. Okay, whatever. But use what you have. Both sides. Remember, myop means I'm thinking with both sides of the hemisphere, if you didn't know. That's the concept of balance. All right, here we go. Our heart is what? Where God dwells. But I thought God was the spirit. Jesus Christ. I don't have time to go through all that, but if you follow me, you'll know the concept. Yeah, God dwells in the heart, okay? Our mind is what we call free will. Why? This thing here is free and will you whatever you want to do. That's yours to control. He give you this life. The heart got everything it needs. And guess what? When you become conscious of that, I call it having the divine marriage, where your mind, your consciousness, and your heart become one. You know how I feel about that. Everything's on the one. That's the heart mind coherence, my old phrase. I'm still holding on to it because it's going to come around and they'll figure it out. Okay, but that means you are one with yourself. Simple concept. Now, the mind was given to us. Why? Because it can learn. Animals don't have a conscience. No, I can't say that because you can train them. You can domesticate animals so they have understanding, so they have some kind of instincts, okay? And we really, as humans, we can get better, sharper, and enhance our situations in life. Why? In self-knowledge, living, doing it, be simple. Studying daily and acquiring wisdom from experience, aka in having not learning and mastering what? Knowledge of self. I don't need no damn PhD and degrees from no colleges. Okay, I got mine in me. Tons of Fun University and Freak Out, okay, University. So I got knowledge of self. And watch this. Other things, I have knowledge of other things, and I give it to what? Others, so they can obtain it if they choose to. I don't do no force, and I ain't no. I'm here to do what I do. It's here for you to come and get it. I just check every day, see how many students came and got the lesson. This is just another one. Moving on. Now, I used to study to learn the truth 20 years ago when I was a student. And I want the truth, aka thyself. Now that I know and obtain the truth, I'm just giving it to those who want it. Why? I'm just giving it away. Why? Man, you need this. Trust me. Moving on. That's why I do it. Last one. Appreciate you tuning in. This is the coup de grace right here. We are born ignorant of ourselves, aka caterpillars. And the main goal as a right thinker, we should not die ignorant, aka caterpillars. He did. And if he didn't change his way, he would have too. See where I'm going with this? Real life. Just like I learned the street life by experiencing it, living it, and mastering it. Even having mastery over that just stopped me from getting trapped up in it. Okay, why? It wasn't right. You can't make bad good. You can be good at being bad, so you think. But guess what? If it's bad, you're going to pay. You dance to that music, you're going to pay the piper. Them guys is the piper. I don't want to dance to that music no more. So no matter what tune they playing now, don't mean nothing to me. Moving on. I learned, I learned to the stories. And I lived through to create my own stories. Why? I lived them. And I reflected and I practiced were certain rituals. When I became a Mason, all those are rituals that you practice with a cult following. People are the same concept. Okay, get that, been there, done that, moving on. But I tried it. I have experience, I have knowledge of those things, so I just moved on. Now that's in my, my attaché case of knowledge. Oh yes, now this is my main thing here. This is what got me. I meditate on me. Back in the day, I thought I was on being what? The best hustler. In my mind, I was. But they say, into every bad situation is going to be brought to light. Next lesson, remember that if you do something in the dark, it ain't going to stay in the dark long. Moving on. And watch this. Now, saying that at the top of my hustle, my street life, I got caught. And I went into what I call my cocoon prison. And that 60-day stretch in solitary confinement was enough to give me everything I need to be the best I can be. From that point on, when I was given a chance, I had to sit there for 3 years and just, a little long, but it done what it did. It was a lot less than 10 years. I know some people 10, 15 years to do what I'm telling you, that cocoon. Depending on how bad your stuff that you did to get you in that cocoon, philosophically, is when you come out, you should be better. You should be better. Moving on, that's the goal. And they called it rehab for it back in the day. They called it rehab. And you should. Why? Because you should change your ways. And some of us do, some of us don't. But there we know, 3 of y'all walk out, 2 of y'all coming back. They call it revolving door. Moving out. I came out with 2 of the guys. I ain't been back. I don't know what they did, but I told them, my man, I ain't doing this no more. Moving on. Now, again, wrapping it up. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you get the analogy. Hope it makes sense. Yeah, I came out of my cocoon, aka a butterfly, a new man, spiritually enlightened, and with the daily practice of right thinking philosophy, putting in your work, guess what? You will too. You ain't got to go to prison, but you can live in your cocoon and better yourself from what? Day-to-day practice of the philosophy that works for me. That's what I'm trying to give you. Understand that. That's the lesson. And in closing, right thinkers, may y'all let it be 100 and make 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. Make sure you make it to the cocoon. Get your enlightenment. Know thyself.